Why, ma'am? A carpenter.
Where is thy leather apron and thy rule? What dost thou in thy best apparel? You, sir! What trade are you?
Truly, sir, in respect of a fine tradesman, I am a cobbler.
What trade? Answer me directly.
A trade, sir, that I hope I may practice with a self-safe conscience, which is indeed, sir, a mender of bad souls.
What trade, thou knave, thou naughty knave, what trade?
Nay, sir, I beseech you, be not out with me. But if you be out, I can mend you.
Mend me? What meanest thou by that, thou saucy fellow?
Why, sir, calm you.
But wherefore art thou not in my shop today? Why dost thou lead these men about the streets?
Truly, sir, to wear out their shoes, to get me to more work. But indeed, sir, we make holiday the city Caesar, and his triumph.
On what crazy calling? What tributaries followed him to Rome to grace the captive bonds of his chariot wheels? You blocks! You stones! You worse than senseless things! Oh, you hard hearts, you cruel men of Rome. Knew you not Pompey? Many a time have you not climbed up to walls and battlements, to windows and towers, to chimney tops, your infants in your arms, and there have you sat the livelong day with patient expectation to see Pompey pass the great streets of Rome. And when you saw his chariot bed appear, have you made a universal shout that the Tiber trembled underneath her banks to hear the replication of your sound made in her concave shores? And now do you put on your best attire? And now do you call it holiday? And now do you strew flowers in his way made in triumph over Pompey's blood? Be gone! Run to your houses! Fall upon your knees! Pray to the gods to intermit this plague that needs must light on this ingratitude!
Go, good countrymen. And for this fault, assemble other poor men of your sort, draw them from Tiber banks, and weep your tears into the channels, to the lowest streams who kiss the most exalted shores of all. See whether their basest metal be not moved. They vanish tongue-tied in their guiltiness. Go you down that way towards the capital. This way will I. Disrobe the images if you do find them decked with ceremonies.
May we do so? You know it is the feast of Lupercal.
It is no matter. Let no images be hung with Caesar's trophies. All about and drive away the vulgar from the streets. So do you too, where you perceive them thick. These growing feathers plucked from Caesar's wing will make him fly an ordinary pitch, almost would soar above the view of many, all in servile fearfulness.
Stand you directly in Antonius' way when she doth run her course. Antonius!
Caesar, my lord.
Forget not in your speed, Antonius, to touch Calpurnia. For our elders say the barren, touched in this holy chase, do shake off their sterile curse.
I shall remember. When Caesar asks, 'tis performed.
Set on! Leave no ceremony out.
Caesar!
Ha! Who calls?
Peace, every noise be still.
Who is it in the press that calls on me? I hear a tongue shriller than all else cry, Caesar! Speak. Caesar's turn here.
Beware the Ides of March. What man is that? A soothsayer bids you beware the Ides of March.
Once they know me now, speak once again.
Beware the Ides of March.
Leave it, Bryn. Just leave it. Pass.
Will you go see the order of the course?
Not I.
I pray you, do.
I am not gamesome. I do lack some part of that quick spirit that is an Antony. Let me not hinder, Cassius, your desires. I'll leave you.
Brutus! I do observe you now of late. I have not from your eyes that gentleness and show of love as I was wont to have. You bear too stubborn and too strange a hand over your friend that loves you.
Cassius, be not deceived. If I had failed my look, I turned the trouble of my countenance merely upon myself. Vexed I am of late with passions of some difference, conceptions only proper to myself, which give some soil perhaps to my behaviors. But let not therefore my good friends be grieved, among which number Cassius be one, nor construe any further my neglect than that poor Brutus, with herself at war, forgets the shows of love to other men.
Then Brutus, I have much mistook your passion, by means wherefore this breast of mine hath buried thoughts of great value, worthy cogitations. Tell me, good Brutus, can you see your face?
No, Cassius, for the eye sees not itself, but by reflection, by some other things.
'Tis just. And it is very much lamented, Brutus, that you have no such mirrors as will turn your hidden worthiness into your eye, that you might see your shadow. I have heard were many of the best respect in Rome, except immortal Caesar. Speaking of Brutus, and groaning under this age's yoke, have wished that noble Brutus had her eyes.
Into what dangers would you lead me, Cassius, that you would have me seek into myself for that which is not in me?
Therefore, good Brutus, be prepared to hear. And since you know you cannot see yourself so well as by reflection, I, your glass, will modestly discover to yourself that of yourself which you yet know not of.
What means this shouting? Do you fear the people choose Caesar for their king?
Aye. Do you fear it? Then I must think you would not have it so.
I would not, Cassius, yet I love him well. But wherefore do you hold me here so long? What is it that you would impart to me? If it be aught toward the general good, set honor in one eye and death in the other, I will look on both indifferently. Let the gods so speed me as I love the name of honor more than I fear death.
I know that virtue be in you, Brutus, as well as I do know your outward favor. Well, honor is the subject of my story. I was born free of Caesar. So are you. We both have fed as well, and we both can endure the winter's cold as well as he, for once. Upon a raw and gusty day, the troubled Tiber chafing with her shores, Caesar said to me, "Darest thou, Cassius, now leap in with me into this angry flood and swim to yonder point?" Upon the word, accoutred as I was, I leapt in and bade him follow. So indeed he did. The torrent roared, and we did buffet it with lusty sinews, throwing it aside and casting it with hearts of controversy. But ere we could arrive at the point proposed, Caesar cried, "Help me, Cassius, or I sink!" I, as Aeneas, our great ancestor, did from the flames of Troy upon his shoulder the old Anchises bear. So did I, the tired Caesar. And this man has now become a god. sometime are masters of their fates, the fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves, that we are underlings. Brutus and Caesar. What should be in that Caesar? Why should that name be sounded more than yours? Write them together. Yours is as fair a name. Sound them, it doth become the mouth as well. Conjure them. Brutus will stir their spirit as soon as Caesar. When could they say that talked of now of Rome, that her wide walls encompass but one man? Now it is Rome indeed, and room enough when there is in it but only one man. That you love me, I am nothing jealous. What you would work me to, I have some aim. How I have thought of this, oh, and of these times I shall recount hereafter. For this present I would not, so with love I might entreat you be any further moved. What you have said, I will consider. What you have to say, I will with patience hear, and find a time both meet to hear and answer such high things. Until then, my noble friend, chew upon this. Brutus had rather be a villager than to repute herself an heir of Rome under these hard conditions as this time is like to lay upon us. I am glad that my weak words have struck but thus much show of fire from Brutus. The things are done, and Caesar's returning. As they pass by, pluck Casca by the sleeve, and he will, after his sour fashion, tell you what hath proceeded where he went. I will do so, Cassius. But look you, the angry spot doth flow on Caesar's brow, and all the rest look like chin dream. Calpurnia's cheek is pale, and Cicero looks with such ferret and such fiery eyes as sweet Caesar in his capital, being crossed in conference by some senators. Casca will tell us what the matter is.
Antonius! Caesar? Let me have men about me that are fat. Sleek-headed men and such as sleep o' nights. Yon Cassius is lean and hungry. Thinks too much. He does men are dangerous.
Fear him not. He's a noble Roman and well given. He's not dangerous.
Would he were fatter! But I fear him not. Yet, if my name were liable to fear, I know not the man I should avoid so soon as that spare Cassius. He reads much. He's a great observer, and he looks quite through the deeds of men. He loves no plays, as thou dost, Antony. He hears no music. Seldom he smiles, in such a sort as if he mocked himself, and scorned his spirit, and could be moved to smile at anything. No. Such men as he be never at heart sees, whilst they behold a greater than themselves. Therefore they are very dangerous. I'd rather tell thee what is to be feared than what I fear. For as always, I'm Caesar. Come here over my right hand. This here is death. Tell me truly what thou thinkst.
Hi, Casca. Tell us what hath chanced today that Caesar looks so sad.
Why, there was a crown being offered him, and being offered him, he put it by his hand thus, and then the people fell shouting.
What was the second noise for?
Why for that too?
They shouted thrice. What was the last cry for?
Why for that too?
Was the crown offered him thrice?
Ay, Mary wasn't, and he put it by thrice, every time gentler than the rest, and at every putting by, mine honest neighbor shouted.
Who offered him the crown?
Why, Antony.
Tell us the manner of the gentle Casca.
Just won't be hanged as tell the manner of it. It was mere foolery. I did not mark it. I saw Mark Antony offer him a crown. Yet, 'twas not a crown neither. 'Twas one of those coronets. And, as I told you, he put it by. But, for all that, to my thinking, he fain would have had it. And then, he offered it to him again. Then he put it by again. But, to my thinking, he was very loath to lay his fingers off it. And then he offered it the third time.
He put it the third time by, and still, as he refused it, the rattling hooted and clapped their chapped hands and threw up their sweaty nightcaps and uttered such a deal of stinking breath because Caesar refused the crown. And it almost choked Caesar, for he swooned and fell down at it. And for my own part, I durst not laugh for opening my lips and receiving the bad air. But soft, I pray you. What? Did Caesar swoon? He fell down at the marketplace and foamed at the mouth and was speechless.
It's very likely. He has the failing sickness.
No, Caesar hath it not. But you and I, and we have the falling sickness. I know not what you mean by that, but I am sure Caesar fell down. If the ragtag people did not clap him and hiss him as it pleased or displeased them as they used to do the players in the theater, then I am no true man.
And then he came, thus sad away.
Did Cicero say anything?
She spoke Greek.
To what effect?
Nay, and I'll never look you in the face again. But those that understood her smiled at one another and shook their heads. But for mine own part, it was Greek to me. Oh, there's more news yet. Morellus and Flavius, pulling stars off Caesar's image, are put to silence. There was more foolery yet, if I can remember it. Farewell, both.
Will you sup with me tonight, Casper?
No, I am promised forth.
Will you dine with me tomorrow?
I am alive and mine holding your dinner worth the eating.
I will expect you.
Do so, farewell. What a blunt woman is this grown to be. She is quick-mettled when she went to school.
So is she now in execution of any bold or noble enterprise, however she puts on this hardy form. This rudeness is a sauce to her good wit, which gives men's stomach to better digest her words with appetite. And so it is.
I will leave you for now. Tomorrow, if you please to speak with me, I will come home to you. Or if you will come home to me and I will wait for you.
I will do so. Till then, think of the world. Oh, Brutus, thou art noble. But yet I see thy honorable metal may be rough from that it is disposed. For who so firm that cannot be seduced? Caesar doth bear me hard, but he loves Brutus. If I were Brutus, and if he were Cassius, he should not humor me. I will this night, in at his window's throw, writings all tending to the great opinion that Rome has of him, wherein Caesar's ambition shall sure be glanced at. Let Caesar seat him, sure, for we will shake him, or worse days endure.
Why stare you so? Are you not moved when all the sway of earth shakes like a thing unfirm? Oh, Cicero, I have seen tempests when the scolding winds have rived the knotty oaks, and I have seen the ambitious ocean swell and rage and foam to be exalted with the threatening clouds. But never till tonight, never till now did I go through a tempest dropping fire. Whether there's a civil strife in heaven, or the world too saucy with the gods and senses them to send destruction.
Why, saw you anything more wonderful?
A common slave, you know him well by sight, did hold up his left hand, which did flame and burn like 20 torches joined. Yet his hand, not sensible of fire, remained unscorched. Besides, I had not yet put up my sword. Against the Capitol, I met a lion which did glare upon me went surly by. And the bird of night, even at noonday, did sit atop the marketplace, hooting and shrieking. When these prodigies do so conjointly meet,
Let men not say, these are their reasons, they are natural, for I say, these are portentous things to the climates that they point upon.
Indeed, it is a strange disposed time, but men construe things after their own fashion, clean from the purpose of the things themselves. Come Caesar to the capital tomorrow?
I forbid Antonius sent word he would be there tomorrow.
Good night then, Casca. This disturbed sky is not to walk in.
Who's there? A Roman! Ah, Casca. By your voice.
Your ear is good. Cassius, what a night this is.
A very pleasing night to honest men.
Did you ever know the heavens menace so?
Those who have known me are so full of faults. For my part, I have walked about the streets, submitting unto the perilous night, and thus, unbraced Casca, as you see, have bared my bosom to the thunderstone. And when the cross blue lightning did seem to open the breast of heaven, I did present myself, even in the aim and very flesh.
Wherefore do you so much treat the heavens? It is the job of men to fear and tremble when the most mighty gods send such tokens to astonish us.
You are dull, Casca, and those sparks of life that should be the Roman you do want, or else you use not. You gaze and look pale and put on fear and cast yourself in wonder to see the strange impatience of the heavens. Now, could I, Casca, name to thee a man most like this dreadful land, that thunders, lightens, roars, as doth the lion in the capital, a man no mightier than thyself or me in personal action, yet prodigious grown and fearful as these strange eruptions are.
Indeed, they say the senators tomorrow mean to establish Caesar as a king, and each wears crowned by every sea and land, save for here in Italy.
I know where I will wear this dagger then. Cassius, from bondage, will deliver Cassius. Therein, ye gods, you make the weak most strong. Therein, ye gods, you tyrants, do defeat. If I know this, know all the world besides, that part of tyranny that I do bear, I can shake off at pleasure.
So can I. So every bondman in his hand bears the power to cancel his captivity.
Now there's a bargain made! Now look you, Casca. I have moved some certain already of the noblest-minded Romans to undergo with me an enterprise of honorable, dangerous responsibility. And I do know by this, they stay for me in Pompey's porch. For this fearful night, there is no stir or walking in the streets, and the complexion of the elements in favors like the work we have in hand, most bloody, fiery, and most terrible.
Stay close, for here comes one in haste.
Cinna, I do know him by his gait, he is a friend. Where haste you so, Cinna?
Oh, to seek out you. Who's that? Metellus Cimber?
No, it is Casca, one in Corvator attempts. Am I not stayed for, Cinna?
What a fearful night it is. There's 2 or 3 of us have seen strange sights.
Am I not stayed for? Tell me.
Yes, you are.
Oh, Cassius, if you could bring the noble Brutus to our party, be you content. Look you, Cinna. Take this paper, and look you lay it on the praetor's chair where Brutus may but find it. In at his window's throne, set this up with wax upon old Brutus' statue. That done, repair to Pompey's porch. Are Decius and Tremonius there?
All but Metellus Cimber, and he's gone to seek you in your house. Well, I will hie and deliver these papers as you bid me.
That done, repair to Pompey's porch. Come, Casca! You and I will yet a day see Brutus at her house. 3 parts of the woman are ours already, and upon the next encounter yields her entirely ours. lady. It must be by his death. And for my part, I know no cause to spurn him but for the general. He would be crowned. How that might change his nature. There's the question. It is the bright day that brings forth the adder and that craves wary walking. Crown him. That. And then I grant we do but put a sting in him that at his will he may do danger with. It is the abuse of greatness when it disjoins remorse from power. And to speak truth of Caesar, I have not known when his affection swayed more than his reason. Oh, but 'tis a common proof that lowliness is young ambition's ladder, where to the climber upward turns his face. When he once attains the utmost round, he then unto the ladder turns his back, looks in the clouds, scorning the base degrees by which he did ascend. So Caesar may. Then, lest he may prevent. And since the quarrel will bear no color for the thing he is, fashion it thus, that what he is, augmented, would run to these and these extremities. Oh, and therefore think him as a serpent's egg, which hatched would, as its kind, grow mischievous, and kill him in the shell.
Searching the window for a flint, I found this paper thus sealed up, and I'm sure it did not lie there when I went to bed.
Get you to bed again. It's not yet day. Is not tomorrow, girl, the Ides of March?
I know not, ma'am.
Look in the calendar and bring me word.
I will.
Brutus, thou sleepst. Awake and see thyself. Shall Rome, etc. speak, strike, redress? Brutus, thou sleepst awake. Thus must I piece it out. What? Should Rome stand under one man's awe? What, Rome? Speak, strike, redress. Am I entreated to speak and strike? O Rome, I make thee thy petition. Thy redress will follow. Thou receivest thy full petition at the hand of Brutus.
Ma'am, March has wasted 14 days.
'Tis good. Go to the gate. Somebody knocks. Since Cassius first did wet me against Caesar, I have not slept. Between the acting of the dreadful thing and the first motion, all the interns like a phantasm, a hideous dream. The genius and the mortal instruments are then in council, and the state of man, like a little kingdom, suffers then the nature of an insurrection.
Ma'am, 'tis your brother Cassius at the door, who doth desire to see you.
Is he alone?
No, ma'am, there are more with him.
Do you know them?
No, ma'am, their hats are plucked about their ears and half their faces buried in their cloaks, that by no means I may discover them by any mark of favor.
Let him enter. They are the faction. O conspiracy, shamest thou to show thy dangerous brow by night, when evils are most free? O then by day, where wilt thou find a cavern dark enough to mask thy monstrous visage? Seek none conspiracy. Hide it in smiles and affability. For if thou pass thy native semblance on, not Erebus itself were dim enough to hide thee from prevention.
I fear we are too bold upon your rest. Good morrow, Brutus. Do we trouble you?
I have been up this hour, awake all night. Know I these men that come along with you?
Yes, every man of them. And no man here but honors you. And everyone doth wish that you had but that opinion of yourself, which every noble Roman bears you. This is Trebonius.
He is welcome hither.
This, Decius Brutus.
She is welcome too.
This, Casca. This, Cinna. And this, Metellus.
Give me your hands all over, one by one.
And let us swear our resolution.
No, not an oath. Not the face of men, the substance of our souls, the times of use. If these be motives weak, break off betimes and every man hence to his idle bed. So let high-sighted tyranny rage on till each man drop by lottery. But if these, as I'm sure they do, bear fire enough to kindle cowards, and to steal with valor the melting spirits of women, then countrymen, what need we any spur but our own cause to prick us to redress? What other bond than secret Romans that have spoke the word and will not falter? And what other oath than honesty to honesty engaged this shall be, and we will fall for it. Swear priests, and cowards, and men cautelous, old feeble carrions, and such suffering souls that welcome wrongs. Unto bad causes swear such creatures as men doubt. But do not stain the even virtue of our enterprise, nor the insuppressive metal of our spirits. I think that our cause or our performance did need an oath. When every drop of blood that every Roman bears, and nobly bears, is guilty of a several bastardy if he do but break the smallest particle of any promise that hath passed from him.
But what of Cicero? Shall we sound her? I think she will stand very strong with us.
Indeed, let's not leave her out.
No, by no means.
Let us have her, for her silver hairs will produce this good opinion, and her just men to commend her deeds, and it shall be said that our deeds and robbers shall know what it fears that we buried underneath the ground.
Name her not. Let us not break with her, for she will never follow anything that other men begin.
Then leave her out.
Indeed, she is not fit.
Shall no man else be touched, but only Caesar?
Decius! Well urged! I think it is not meet. Mark Antony, so well beloved of Caesar, should outlive Caesar. We shall find in her a shrewd contriver, and her means, you know, if she improve them, may well stretch so far as to annoy us all, which, to prevent, let Caesar and Antony fall together.
Our course will seem to bloody Caius Cassius to cut the head off and then hack the limbs, like wrath in death and envy afterwards. For Antony is but a limb of Caesar. Let us be sacrificers, but not butchers, Caius. We all stand up against the spirit of Caesar, and in the spirit of men there is no blood. Oh, that we could come by Caesar's spirit and not dismember Caesar. But alas, Caesar must bleed for it. Oh, gentle friends, let's kill him boldly, but not wrathfully. Let's carve him as a dish fit for gods, not hew him as a carcass fit for hounds. And let our hearts, as subtle masters do, stir up their servants to an act of rage and seek to try them after. This shall make our purpose necessary, and not envious, which so appearing to the common eye we shall be called perjurers, not murderers. And for Mark Antony, think not of her, for she can do no more than Caesar's arm when Caesar's head is off.
But yet I fear her, for the blasted love she bears to Caesar.
Alas, good Cassius, do not think of her. If she do love Caesar, all that she can do is take thought and die for Caesar. And that is much she should, for she is given to sport, to wildness, and much company.
There is no fear in her. Let her not die, for she will live and laugh this hereafter.
Peace. Count the clock.
The clock hath stricken 3.
'Tis time to part.
But it is doubtful yet whether Caesar will come forth tomorrow or no. For he has grown superstitious of late, quite from the main opinion he once held, the fantasies of dreams and ceremonies.
Never fear that. If he be so resolved, I cannot slay him. For he loves to hear that unicorns may be betrayed by trees, bears with glasses, elephants with holes, lions with toils, and men with flatterers. But when I say he hates flatterers, he says he does, being then most flattered. Let me work, for I can give his humor the true bent, and I will bring him to the capital.
Nay, we will all of us be there to fetch him.
By the 8th hour. Is that the uttermost?
Be that the uttermost, and fail not then.
The morning comes upon us. We leave you, Brutus. And friends, disperse yourselves, but all remember what you have
have said, and show yourselves true Romans.
Good gentlemen, look fresh and merrily, let not our looks put on our purposes. Prepared as our Roman actors do, with untired spirits and formal constancy. And so good morrow, everyone. Girl, Lucius, fast asleep. It's no matter.
Bryn, my lady?
Portia, what mean you? Wherefore rising now? It's not for your weak condition thus to commit your health to the wrathful morning.
Nor for yours neither. You've ungently, Brutus, stolen from my bed. And yesterday at supper, you suddenly arose and walked about, arms crossed, musing and sighing, and when I asked you what the matter was, you stared at me with ungentle looks. Yet I pushed you further, you answered not, but with an angry wafture of your hand made me leave you, and so I did, fearing to strengthen that impatience which seemed far too much enkindled, and withal hoping it was but an effect of humors which sometimes have her hour with every woman. It will not let you eat, nor talk, nor sleep, and could work so much upon your shape as it has prevailed upon your condition that I should not know you. Brutus, my lady, make me acquainted with your cause of grief.
I am not well in health, and that is all.
Brutus is wise, and were she not in health, she would embrace the means to come by it.
Why, so I do. Good Portia, get you to bed.
What, is Brutus sick? And will she steal from her wholesome bed to dare the vile contagion of the night? Is Brutus sick? And will she allow the vile contagion of the night to add to her sickness? No, my Brutus, you have some sick offense which does affect your mind. It's something that by the right and virtue of my place I ought to know of. And upon my knees I charm you, by my once commended beauty, by your vows of love, and that one great vow that did incorporate and make us one, that you unfold to me yourself, your half, why you are so heavy. And who were these men tonight that had to resort to you? For here were some 6 or 7 that did hide their faces even from darkness.
Oh, kneel not, gentle Portia.
I should not need if you were gentle, Brutus. Tell me, within the bonds of marriage, am I to know no secrets that appertain to you? Am I yourself but in sort or limitation to sit with you at meals, comfort your bed, and talk to you sometimes? Dwell I in the suburbs of your good pleasure? If that be all, Portia is Brutus's harlot, not her wife.
You are my true and honorable wife, as dear to me as the running drops that visit this sad heart.
If that is true, then I should know this secret. Tell me your counsels, for I'll not unfold them. I've shown strong proof of my constancy, giving myself this voluntary wound in the thigh. Can I bear that with patience, and not my own wife's secrets?
O ye gods, render me worthy of this noble wife. Now, by and by, my bosom shall partake the secrets of my heart.
Cried out, "Help! Help! They murder Caesar!" Who's with them?
My lord?
Go bid the priests do present sacrifice and bring me their opinions of success.
I will, my lord.
What mean you, Caesar? Think you to walk forth? You shall not stir out of your house today.
Caesar shall forth. things that threaten to be ne'er do look put on my back. And they shall see the face of Caesar. They are vanished.
Caesar, I never stood on ceremonies, yet now they fright me. There is one within, besides that which we have heard and seen. The Count's most horrid sight seen by the watch. A lioness hath whelped in the street, and graves have yawned and yielded up their dead. Fierce, fiery warriors fought in ranks and right forms of war upon the clouds. In ranks and squadrons that they go. The noise of battle hurtled in the air. Horses did neigh, dying men did groan, and ghosts did shriek and squeal about the streets. Oh, Caesar, these things are beyond all use, and I do fear them.
What can be avoided? Whose end is purposed by the mighty gods? Yet Caesar shall forth. For these predictions are to the world in general as to Caesar.
When beggars die, there are no comfort seen. The heavens themselves blaze forth at the death of princes.
Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste death but once. Of all the wonders I've yet heard, it seems to me most strange, and should fear, seeing that death, a necessary end, will come when it will come. What say the armorers?
They would not have you to stir forth today, plucking the entrails of an offering forth. They could not find a heart within the beast.
The gods do this in shame of cowardice. Caesar should be a beast without a heart and should stay at home today for fear. No, Caesar shall not. Danger knows full well that Caesar is more dangerous than he. We are two lions living in the same day, and I, the elder and more terrible, and Caesar shall go forth.
Alas, my lord, your wisdom is consumed in confidence. Do not go forth today. Call it my fear that keeps you in the house and not your own. We'll send Mark Antony to the Senate house, and she shall say you are not well today. Let me, upon my knee, prevail in this.
Anthony shall say, I am not well, and for thy human, I will say it. Here's Decius Brutus. She shall tell them so.
Caesar, all hail. Good morrow, my dear Caesar. I have fetched you to the Senate house.
And you are come in happy time to bear my greetings to the senators, and to tell them that I will not come today. Cannot is false, and that I dare not. Falser. I will not come today. Tell them so, Decius.
Say he is sick.
Shall Caesar send the lie? Have I in conquest stretched mine arm so far as to be afraid to tell graybeards the truth? No. Decius, go tell them Caesar will not come.
Most worthy Caesar. Let me know of some cause, else I'll be laughed at when I tell them so.
The cause is in my will. I will not come. It is enough to satisfy the Senate. And for your private satisfaction, because I love you, I will let you know. Calpurnia here, my wife, stays at home. She hath dreamt tonight that she did see my statue, which, like a fountain, with 100 spouts did run pure blood. And many lusty Romans did come smiling and bathe their hands in it. And these does she apply as warnings, portents, and evils imminent, and on her knee hath begged that I will stay at home today.
This dream is all misinterpreted. It was a vision fair and fortunate. Your statue, spouting blood from many pipes, in which so many smiling Romans bathe, does signify that from you, great Rome shall suck reviving blood. And great men will press for tinctures, stains, relics, and cognizance. This by Calpurnia's dream is signified.
And this way you have well expounded it.
I have, for you have heard what I can say, and know it now. The Senate hath concluded to give this day a crown to mighty Caesar. If he shall send word he will not come, their minds may change.
Besides, it were a mock act to be rendered for someone to say, break up the Senate till another time when Caesar's life shall meet with better dreams. If Caesar hide himself, shall they not pursue him up? Caesar is afraid? Pardon me. My dear loved who are proceeding bids me tell you this, and reason to my love is liable.
How foolish! Your fears see now, Capernaum. I'm ashamed I did yield to them. Give me my robe, for I will go.
Good morrow, Caesar.
Welcome. What? Brutus, thou stirred so early too. Good morrow, Casca. What is it o'clock?
Caesar, it struck at 8.
And thank you for your pains and courtesy. See, Antony that revels long of the nights is notwithstanding her. Good morrow, Antony! I'm to blame to be thus waited for. Now, Cinna, Metellus, what? Trebonius. An hour's stop in store for you. Remember that you call on me today. Be near me when I remember you.
Caesar, I will. And so near will I be, that your friends shall wish I had been farther.
Good friends, go in and take some wine with me. And we, like friends, will straightway go together.
But every light is not the same, O Caesar. The heart of Brutus yearns to feed upon.
Caesar, beware of Brutus. Oh, take heed of Cassius. Come not near Casca. Have an eye to Cinna. Trust not Trebonius. Mark well, meddless Cimber. Decius Brutus loves thee not. Thou hast wronged Caius Regardus. There is but one mind in all of these men, and it is bent against Caesar. If thou beest not immortal, look about you. Security turns to conspiracy. Oh, the mighty gods protect thee. Thy lover, Artemidorus. Here will I stand till Caesar pass along, and as a suitor will I give him this. Oh, how my heart laments that virtue cannot live out of the teeth of emulation. If thou readst this, O Caesar, thou mayest live. If not, fates of traitors do conspire.
Why dost thou stay?
Do you know my errand, madam?
I could have thee there and here again ere I should tell thee what thou shouldest do there. Oh, Constancy, stand strong by my side. Set a huge mountain twixt my tongue and my heart. Art thou here yet?
Madam, what should I do? Run to the capital and nothing else, and so return to you and nothing else?
Yes. Bring me word, girl, if thy lady look well, for she went safely forth. And just pay attention to what Caesar doth, what suitors press to him, and... Heart girl, what noise is that?
I hear none, madam.
Prithee, listen well. I heard a rumor, like a fray, and the wind brings it from the capital.
Sooth, madam, I hear nothing.
Hither, fellow! Fellow! Which way hast thou been?
At my own house, good lady.
And what is the clock?
About the 9th hour, maybe?
And has Caesar yet gone to the capital?
Madam, not yet. I go to take my stand to see him as he passes on to the capital.
Thou hast some suit to Caesar, hast thou not?
That I have, lady, for if it will please Caesar to be so good to Caesar as to hear me, I will beseech him to befriend himself.
Knowest thou of any harm that's intended towards him?
None that I know will be, but much that I fear may chance. Good morrow to you. Here the road is narrow, and the throng that follows Caesar at his heels of senators and praetors and common suitors will crowd a feeble man almost to death. I'll get him to a place more void, and there speak to great Caesar as he comes along.
I must go in. I mean, how weak a thing the heart of a woman is. Brutus, the heavens speed thee in thy enterprise. Oh, should the girl heard me. Brutus has some suit with Caesar that Caesar will not grant, and run, Lucius, to the Senate house and commend me to my lady. Say that I am Mary, and return to me, and tell me what she doth say to thee.
The Ides of March are come. I, Caesar, is not yet gone.
Caesar, read this schedule.
Tribonius, not desire you or read. I can rest leisure. This is humble suit.
Read my first, for mine to see the death of Caesar.
What touches ourselves shall be last served.
Oh, delay not, Caesar. I'll read it instantly.
What? Is this man mad?
What? Urge you your petitions in the streets. Come to the capital.
I wish your enterprise today may thrive.
What enterprise, Julius?
Very well.
What said Papilius Lena?
He said he wished that our enterprise might thrive. I fear our purpose is discovered.
He makes to Caesar mark him.
Cast up! Be sudden, for we fear prevention. Brutus, what shall be done? If this be known, catch us where Caesar shall never turn back, for I will slay myself. Catch us, be constant.
One of our purposes for look. He smiles and Caesar doth not change.
Tribonius knows his time. For look, he draws Mark Antony out of the way.
Where is Metellus Cimber?
Let him go and presently prefer his suit to Caesar.
He is addressed, as near and sexton.
Are we all ready? What is now amiss that Caesar and his Senate must redress?
Oh high, oh mighty, oh most pucid Caesar, Metellus Cimber throws by thy seat an humble heart.
I must prevent you, Cimber. These couchings and these lowly courtesies might fire the blood of ordinary men and turn preordinance and first decree into the law of children. I am not fond to think that Caesar bears such rebel blood that will be thawed from the true quality by that which melted fools. I mean, sweet words, low-cooked courtesies, and base spaniel fawning. Thy brother by decree is banished. If thou dost bend and pray and fawn for him, I spurn thee like a cur out of my way.
Is there no voice more worthy than I to speak, to sound more sweetly in great Caesar's ear for the repealing of my banished brother?
I kiss thy hand, but not in flattery, Caesar, desiring thee that Julius Caesar may have an immediate freedom of repeal.
What? Brutus!
Pardon, Caesar! Caesar, pardon! As low to thy foot doth Cassius fall to beg and franchise for Publius.
I could be well moved if I was you. If I could pray to move, prayers would move me. But I am as constant as the northern star, of whose true fixed and resting quality there is no fellow in the firmament. Yet in the number I do know but one. Unassailable holds on his rank, that I am he. Let me a little show it, even in this, that I was constant. Cimber should be banished, and constant to remain, to keep him so.
Oh, Caesar.
Hence, wilt thou lift up the limbs?
Great Caesar.
What? Doth not Brutus kneel?
Speed! Hands for me! Julius!
Caesar!
Liberty! Freedom! Tyranny is dead! Run, proclaim it about the streets!
Self to the common pulpits and scream liberty, freedom, and enfranchisement!
People and senators, be not affrighted, fly not, stand stiff. Ambition's debt is paid. Go to the pulpit, Brutus, and Cassius too.
Stand fast together, lest some friends of Caesar should chance.
Let no man abide this deed but we, the doers.
Where is Antony?
Fled to her house amazed. Men, wives, and children stare, cut and run as it were doomsday.
Stoop, Romans stoop, and let us bathe our hands in Caesar's blood, up to the elbows and besmear our swords. Then walk we forth, into the marketplace, and waving our red weapons o'er our heads, let's all cry, peace, freedom, and liberty! Stoop then and wash.
How many ages hence shall our lofty scene be acted over in states unborn, accents yet unknown?
How many times shall Caesar bleed and sport, and now on Pompey's basis lies along no worthier than the dust?
So oft as that shall be. So often shall the not of us be called the men that gave their country liberty!
What, shall we forth? Aye, every man away!
Brutus shall lead, and we shall grace your heels with the most boldest and best hearts in Rome.
Stop. Who comes here? Friend of Antony's.
Thus, Brutus, did my master bid me kneel. Thus did Mark Antony bid me fall down, and, being prostrate, she bade me say, Brutus is noble, wise, valiant, and honest. Caesar was mighty, bold, royal, and loving. If Brutus shall vouchsafe that Antony may safely come to her, and be resolved, how Caesar doth deserve to lie in death, Mark Antony shall not love Caesar dead so well as Brutus living, but shall follow the fortunes and affairs of noble Brutus through the hazards of this untrodden state, in all true faith. Thus says my master.
Thy master is a wise and valiant Roman. I never thought her worse. Tell her, so please her come unto this place, she shall be satisfied, and by mine honor, depart untouched.
How fetch her presently?
I know that we shall have her well to friend.
I wish we may. But yet I have a mind that fears her thus, and my misgiving falls shrewdly to the purpose.
But here comes Antony. Welcome, Mark Antony.
Mighty Caesar, dost thou lie so low? Oh, thy conquest, Lord, rhyme, oil struck into this little measure. Fare thee well. No, not. Gentlemen, you intern. Who else must be let blood? Who else is me? If I myself, there is no hour so fit as Caesar's death hour. No more instrument of half that worth as those your swords, made rich with the most noble blood in all this world. I do beseech you, if you bear me hard, now, whilst your purple hands do reek and smoke, fulfill your pleasure. Live 1,000 years. I shall not find myself so apt to die. No place will please me so, no means of here. I see them, and then you cut off the choice and master spirits of this age.
Oh, Antony, beg not your death of us. Though now we must appear bloody and cruel as by our hands in this our present act you see we do. Yet see you but our hands, and this the bleeding business they have done. Our hearts you see not. They are pitiful. And pity to the general wrong of Rome. As fire drives out fire, so pity hath done this deed on Caesar. For your part, to you, our swords have leaden points, Mark Antony. Our arms in strength of malice, and our hearts of brother's temper do receive you with all kind love, good thoughts, and reverence.
Your voice shall be as loud as any man's in the disposing of new dignities.
Only be patient, till we have appeased the multitude beside themselves with fear, and then we will deliver you the cause. Why, I, that did love Caesar when I struck him, have thus proceeded.
I doubt not of your wisdom. Let each under me that like him.
First, Marcus Brutus, pleasure to you. Next,
Caius Cassius, do I take your hand. Now, Decius Brutus, you work.
now, Metellus, your work.
My dear Senator, my valiant Oscar, yours. And last, though not last in love, yours. Good Giovanni. Gentlemen, alas, what shall I say? My credit now stands on such slippery ground that you must conceive me one of two bad ways. Either a coward or a flatterer. I did love thee, Caesar. Oh, 'tis true. most noble, in the presence of thy God, and eyes, many eyes as thou hast moved, weeping as fast as they spring forth blood, it would become me better than to close in terms of friendship with thine enemies. Pardon me, Julius. Here wast thou bathed, brave heart. Here didst thou fall, and here do thy hunters stand, signed in thy spoil, and crimson in thy living. O world, thou wast the forest to this heart, and this indeed, O world, the very heart of me. Like a deer, stricken by many princes, dost thou there lie.
Mark Antony.
Pardon me, Caius Cassius. The enemies of Caesar shall say this, and offended is the cold modesty.
I blame you not for praising Caesar so. But what compact mean you to have with us? Will you be pricked as one of our friends? Or shall we on and not depend on you?
Therefore I took your hands, but was indeed straight from the point by looking down on Caesar. Friends, am I with you all, and do love you, upon this hope that you will give me reason why and wherefore Caesar was dangerous.
Or else were this a savage spectacle. Our reasons are so full of good regard that were you, Antony, the son of Caesar, you should be satisfied.
That's all I speak. And moreover sooner, that I may produce his body to the marketplace, and in the pulpit, as becomes a friend, speak in the order of his name.
You shall, Mark Antony. Brutus? A word with you? You know not what you do. Do not consent to let her speak in the order of his funeral. Know you how much the people may be moved by that which she will utter. It shall advantage more than do us wrong. I know not what they come. I like it. Not. Mark Antony. Here. Take you Caesar's body. You shall not in your funeral speech blame us, but speak all good you can devise of Caesar. And say you do it by our permission, or else you shall have no hand at all about his funeral. You shall speak in the same pulpit whereto I am going after my speech is ended. Be it so.
I desire no more.
And prepare the body. And follow us.
Pardon me, the bleeding piece of earth, that I am meek and gentle with these butchers. Thou art the ruins of the noblest man that ever did live in the time of times. Woe to the hand that shed this costly blood. Over thy wounds now do I prophesy, which like dumb mouths do ope thy ruby lips to beg the voice utterance of my tongue. A curse shall light upon the lips of man. Domestic fury and fierce civil strife shall number all the parts of Italy. Blood and destruction shall be so in use.
that mothers will but smile when they behold their infants cornered by the hands of war. All pity chokes with the custom of fell deed and Caesar's spirit. For revenge, with Attila by his side comes hot from hell, and in these confines, with a monarch's voice, cries out and let's slit the dogs of war!
We take a 15-minute intermission. Thank you.
Yeah, the second part is where also, like, when they kneeled them yesterday, it was like this kneeling procession. That was really good. But it's
Do grace to Caesar's corpse, and grace her speech, tending to Caesar's glories, which
Not a man to part, save I alone. Antony spoke.
Stay home, let us hear Mark Antony.
Let her go up to the public chair. We'll hear her. Noble Antony, go up.
Troupe should speak no harm of Brutus here.
Caesar was a tyrant. For Brutus' sake, I am beholden to you.
What does she say?
She says for Brutus' sake, she finds herself with a woman.
He's going to say what Antony says.
Really? You want to hear what Antony has to say?
This is justice!
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is oft interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus hath told you that Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it was a grievous fault, and grievously has Caesar answered it. Here, under leave of Brutus and the rest. For Brutus is an honorable woman, so are they all honorable men. Am I to speak in Caesar's funeral? He was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable woman. Caesar had brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms did the general coffers fill. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? When that the poor had cried, Caesar had wept. Admission should be made of sterner stuff, but Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable woman. You all did see that on Lupercal I thrice presented him a kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this in Caesar's ambition? But Brutus says he was ambitious, and sure, she is an honorable woman. I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke, but here I am to speak what I do know. You all did love him once, not without cause. What cause withholds you then to mourn for him? Oh, judgment, thou art fled to brutish beasts, and men have lost their reason. Bear with me. My heart is in the coffin there, Caesar, and I must not let it go back to me. Caesar's much pleased now to say, right here the matter, Caesar.
As you masters have got the first words,
He would not take the count to certainty. Your eyes are red with
there's
sleep.
not another woman in Rome than it.
Margaret begins again to speak.
But yesterday, the word of Caesar might have stood against the world. Now lies he there, with none so poor to do him reverence. Oh, masters, were I disposed to stir your hearts to mutiny and rage, I should do Brutus wrong, and Cassius wrong, who you all know are honorable men. I will not wrong such honorable men. I rather choose to wrong the dead, to wrong myself and you, than I will wrong such honorable men. I fear I wrong these honorable men whose daggers have stabbed one another in the side of Caesar. Traitors, honorable men! Look here. You have tears. Prepare to shed them now. In this place, Ran Cassius staggered through. See, what a rent the envious casket made. And through this, the well-beloved Brutus stabbed.
and as she plucked her cursed ill away. Mawr, how the blood of Caesar followed it, as if rushing out of doors to be resolved whether Brutus so unkindly knocked or no. For Brutus, as you know, Caesar's angel. Judge, oh you gods, how dearly Caesar loved her! This was the most unkindest cut of all. But when the noble Caesar saw her stab, ingratitude more strong than traitor's oath, quite undid him. Then burst his mighty heart, and even in his mantle, muffling up his face at the base of Pompey's statue, which all the while ran blood, great Caesar fell. Oh, what a fall that was, my countrymen, and you, and I, and all of us fell down, whilst bloody treason flourished over us. What weep you? I do perceive you feel the dint of pity. These are gracious drops. Weep you when you but behold our Caesar's vesture wounded? Then look you here! Here he is himself, marred as you see, by traitors. Oh, pity! Oh, no, Caesar! We'll see how the friends, sweet friends, I would not stir you up to such a sudden flood. Mutiny and rage. I am no warrior as Brutus is. I have neither wit, nor worth, nor words, nor action, nor utterance, nor the power of speech to stir men's blood. I only speak right on, tell you that which you yourselves do know. Show you sweet Caesar's wound. Poor dumb mouths, and bid them speak for me. But were I Brutus, and Brutus Antony, their word Antony would ruffle up their spirits and put a tongue in every wound of Caesar's that would stir the very stones of Rome to mutiny and rage. Mutiny. Let's mischief, thou art afoot. Take thou what course thou wilt. How now, fellow?
Ma'am, Octavius has already come to Rome.
Where is she?
At Caesar's house.
And thither will I straight to visit her. She comes upon a wish. Fortune is merry, and that this moon may grant us anything.
I heard it say, Brutus and Cassius are rid like madmen through the gates of Rome.
Perhaps they had notice of the people, how I had moved them. Come, take me to her.
I have no will to wander forth the doors, yet something leads me on.
Whither art thou going?
Where do you dwell?
Are you a married man or a bachelor?
Answer every man directly.
I briefly.
I wisely.
I truly you were best.
What is my name? Whither am I going? Am I a married man or a bachelor? Well, to answer every man directly and briefly, and Wisely and truly. Wisely I say I am a bachelor.
That's as much as to say, they're supposed to marry. I'll bear you a beg for that, I fear. Proceed. Directly.
Directly into Caesar's funeral.
As a friend or an enemy?
As a friend.
That matters, answer directly. I use dwelling briefly.
Briefly, I dwell by the capital.
Your name, sir, truly.
Truly, my name is Sinner.
This many things. Oh my God. Shall die. My names are script.
Your brother too must die. Prick him down, Antony.
He shall not live. Look for the spot to damn him. Now, Octavius, listen. Great things. Brutus and Cassius are levying powers. We must straight make head. Therefore, let our alliance be combined. Our best friends made, our means stretched, and let us presently go sit in council. The covert matters may be best disclosed, and open peril sure is answered.
Let us do so. For we are at stake, and bait about by many enemies, and some that smile have in their hearts, I fear, millions of mischief.
What now, Lucilius? Is Cassius near? He is of hand, and Pindarus has come to do you salutation. He greets me well. Your master Pindarus, in his own chamber by ill officers, hath given me some worthy cause to wish things undone. But, if he be at hand, I shall be satisfied.
I do not doubt but that my noble master will appear shortly, such as he is, full of regard and honor.
He has not doubted. A word, Lucilius. How he received you, let me be resolved. With courtesy, and with respect enough, though not with such familiar instance, nor with such free and friendly conference as he had used of old. Hark! He has arrived.
Most noble sister, you have done me wrong.
Judge me, you gods! Wrong I, mine enemies. And if not so, how should I wrong a brother?
Brutus, this sober form of yours hides wrongs, and when you do Cassius,
Speak your grief softly, I do mean well. Before the eyes of both our armies here, which should receive nothing but love from us, let us not wrangle. Bid them move away. Then, in my tent, Cassius, in larger griefs, and I will give you audience.
that you have wrongfully doth appear in this. You have condemned Lucius Pella for taking bribes here of the Sardians, wherein my words, praying on his side, because I knew the man, were slighted off.
You wronged yourself to write in such a case.
In such a time as this, it is not meet that every nice offense should bear his comment.
Let me tell you, Cassius, you yourself are much condemned to have an itching palm. To sell and mar your offices for gold to undeservers.
An itching palm. You know you are Brutus that speaks this, or else by thy gods the speech, or else your last.
The name of Cassius honors this corruption, and chastisement doth therefore hide his head.
Chastisement.
Remember March? The eyes of March, remember? Did not great Julius bleed for justice' sake? What villain touched his body that did stab, and not for justice? What? Shall one of us, that struck the foremost man of all this world, but for supporting robbers?
thus. I had rather be a dog and bathe the moon than such a Roman.
Brutus, may not be. I'll not endure it. You forget yourself to hedge me in. I am a soldier. I older in practice and abler than yourself to make conditions.
So too, Cassius, you are not.
I am.
I say you are not.
Urge me no more. I shall forget myself.
A waste-like man.
Is possible.
Indeed. For I will speak. Must I give way in room to your rash choler? Shall I be frightened when a madman stares?
Ye gods, must I endure all this?
I'm Mawr. Fret till your proud heart break. Go, show your slaves how colored you are and make your bondmen tremble. Must I budge? Must I observe you? Must I stand and crouch under your testy humor? God, you shall digest the venom of your spleen, though it do split you. For, from this day forth, I'll use you for my mirth. Yea, for my laughter when you are waspish.
Is it come to this?
You say you are a better soldier. Let it appear so. Make your vaunting true, and it shall please me well. For mine own part, I shall be glad to learn of noble men.
You wrong me every way! You wrong me, Brutus! I said an elder soldier, not a better. Did I say better?
You did, I care not.
I Caesar lived, he durst not thus have moved me.
He durst not so tempt him.
I durst not!
No!
What? Durst not tempt him?
For your life, you durst not.
Oh, do not presume too much upon my love. I may do that which I shall be sorry for. You have done that you should be sorry for.
There is no terror, Cassius, in your threats. For I am so strong in honesty that they pass by me as the idle wind, which I respect not. I did send to you for certain sums of gold which you denied me, for you know that I can raise no money by no means. By heaven, I'd rather coin my heart and drop my blood for drachmas than bring from the hard hands of peasants their vile trash by any indirection. I did send to you for gold to pay my legions which you denied me. Was that done like Cassius? Should I have answered Caius Cassius so?
I denied you not.
You did!
I did not! He was but a fool that brought my answer back. Brutus hath rhymed my heart. A friend should bear her friend's infirmities, but Brutus makes mine greater than they are.
I do not, till you practice them on me.
You love me not.
I do not like your faults.
Really, I could never see such faults.
A flatterers would not, though they do appear as huge as high Olympus.
Come, Antony. And young Octavius, come. Revenge yourselves alone on Cassius. For Cassius is a weary of the world. Hated by one that he loves. Braved by his brother. Checked like a budsman. All his faults observed. Set in a notebook. Learned and conned by rote to cast into my teeth. Oh, I could weep my spirit from my eyes. Here is my dagger, and there my naked breast. Within it, a heart dearer than Plutus is mine, richer than gold. If that thou seest a Roman, take it forth! I, that denied thee gold, will give my heart. Strike as thou didst that Caesar, for I know when thou didst hate him worse, thou lovest him better than thou ever loved Cassius!
Sheath your dagger. Be angry when you will, it shall have scope. Do as you will, dishonor shall be humor. O Cassius, you are yoked to the lamb that carries anger as the flint bears fire. Much in force shows a hasty spark and quick is cold again.
Cassius lived to be but mirth and laughter to his Brutus, when grief and blood ill-tempered vex him.
When I spoke that, I was ill-tempered too.
Do you confess so much? In your hand.
And my heart too. Titanius, bid the commanders prepare to lodge their companies tonight.
And come ourselves and bring Masala with you immediately to us.
Lucius, a bowl of wine.
I did not think you could have been so angry.
Oh, Cassius, I am sick of many griefs.
Of your philosophy you make no use if you give place to accidental evils.
No one dares sorrow better. Portia is dead.
Portia?
She is dead.
How escaped I killing when I crossed you so? Oh, insupportable and touching loss, upon what sickness!
Impatient with my absence, and grief that young Octavius and Mark Antony have made themselves so strong. For with her death that tidings came. With this she grew distract, and her attendants absent. Swallowed fire,
And died so.
even so.
Oh, ye immortal gods!
Speak no more of her. Give me a bowl of wine. In this I bury all unkindness, Cassius.
My heart is thirsty for that noble pledge. Fill, Lucius, till the wine or swell the cup. I cannot drink too much of Julius's thought.
Come in, Titanius. Welcome, good Masala. Now, sit we down at this table here and call in question our necessities.
Portia, art thou gone?
No more. I pray you. Masala, I have here received letters that young Octavius and Mark Antony come down upon us with a mighty power, bending their expedition toward Philippi.
Myself have letters of the self-same tenor,
With what
that by prescription and bills of outlawry, Octavius, Antony, and Lepidus have put to death 100 senators.
therein our letters do not well agree, for mine speak of 70 senators that died by their prescription, Cicero being one.
Cicero.
Cicero is dead, and by that order of prescription. Have you your letters from your wife, my lady?
No, Masala.
Nor nothing in your letters written to her?
Nothing, Masala.
That, methinks, is strange.
Why, Masala? Hear you aught of her in yours?
No, my lady.
Now, as you are a Roman, tell me true.
Then, like a Roman bred, the truth I tell. For certain she is dead, and by strange manner.
Why? Farewell, Portia. Masala, we must die once. With meditating that she must die once, I do have the strength to endure it now.
Even so, great men and great hosts should endure.
I have as much of this in art as you, but yet my nature could not bear it so.
Well, to our work alive. What thinks you of marching to Philippi presently?
I do not think it good.
Your reason?
This is it. 'Tis better that the enemy seek us. So shall he waste his means, weary his soldier, doing himself offense, whilst we, lying still, are full of rest, defense, and nimbleness.
Good reasons must, of course, give place to better. The people, twixt Philippi and this ground, do stand but in a forced affection, for they have grudged us contribution. If at Philippi we do meet him there, these people at our back,
Hear me, good brother.
under your pardon, we, at the height, are ready to decline. There is a tide in the affairs of men which, taken at the flood, leads on to fortune. Committed, all the voyage of their life is bound in shallows and in miseries. Upon such a full sea are we now afloat, and we must take the current when it serves or lose our ventures.
Then with your will, Go on. We'll along ourselves and meet you at Philippi.
The deep of night is crept upon our top, and nature must obey necessity, which we will nigger with a little rest. There is no more to say?
No more. Good night. Early we will rise and hence.
Lucius, farewell, Miss Alba. Good night, Titanius. Noble Cassius. Good rest and good repose.
Oh, my dear sister, this was an ill beginning of the night. Never let such division come between our souls. That is not peace.
Everything is well.
Good night, my sister.
Good night, good brother.
Good night, Brutus.
Farewell, everyone.
I was sure your ladyship did not give it to me.
Bear with me, girl. I am much forgetful. Good night, Lucius. Let me see. Is not the leaf turned down where I left reading? How ill this taper burns. Ah. Who comes here? It is the weakness of my eyes that shapes this monstrous apparition. Comes upon me. Thou anything? Art thou some god, some angel, or some devil that makes my blood cold and my hair to stare? Speak to me what thou art!
Thy evil spirit! Brutus.
Why comest thou?
To tell thee, thou shalt see me at Philippi.
Well, then I shall see thee again.
Aye. At Philippi.
I shall see thee at Philippi then. Now that I have taken heart, thou vanishest. Oh, ill spirit, I would hold more talk with thee. Girl, Lucius, sirs, awake, Lucius!
My lady.
Didst thou see anything?
Nothing, my lady.
Go, commend me to my brother Cassius. Bid him set on his powers the times before, and we will follow.
Now, Antony, our hopes are answered. You said the enemy would not come down, but keep to the hills and upper regions. It proves not so. Their battles are at hand. They mean to warn us at Philippi here, answering before we do demand of them.
I am in their business, and I know wherefore they do it. They can be content to visit other places, and come down with fearful courage, thinking to fix it in our hearts that they have bravery. 'Tis not so.
Prepare ye, generals! The enemy come on in gallant show. Their bloody sides of battle are hung out, and something to be done immediately.
Octavius, lead your banner softly on upon the left hand of the even field.
Upon the right hand eye, keep thou the left.
Why do you cross me in this exigent?
I do not cross you, but I will do so.
They stand, and we'll have a parley.
Then back, Antonius. We must out and talk. Mark Antony, shall we give sign of battle?
No, Caesar. We will wait upon their charge. Make forth. Generals will have some words.
Stir not until the signal.
Words before blows. Is it so, countrymen?
Not that we love words better, as you do.
Good words are better than bad strokes, Octavius.
In your good words, Brutus, you give bad strokes. Witness the whole union in Caesar's heart, crying long live, hail Caesar. Antony, the posture of your blows are yet unknown, but for your words, they rob
too.
Aye, and soundless too, for you have stolen their blessing, Antony, and very wisely fret before you say.
Oh, villains, you did not so. Your vile jackals hacked one another in the side of Caesar. You showed your teeth like apes, and fawned like hounds, and bowed like bondsmen, kissing Caesar's feet. They'll stare at Oscar like a curving iron, struck him on the neck. You flutterers!
Now, Brutus, thank yourself. This town had not offended so today if Cassius might have ruled. Come, the cause.
If arguing make us sweat, the proof of it shall turn to redder drops. Look! I draw sword against conspirators. When think you the sword goes up again? Never. Till Caesar's 3 and 30 wounds be well avenged. Or till another Caesar have added slaughter to the swords of traitors. Caesar, thou canst not die by traitors' hands, unless thou bringst them with thee. So I hope I was not born to die on Brutus' sword. Oh, if thou wert the noblest of thy strain, young woman, thou couldst not die more honorable.
A peevish schoolgirl, worthless of such honor, joined with a master and a reveler.
Hold, Cassius, still. Come, Antony. Away! Defiant traitors, hurl we in your teeth. If you dare fight today, come to the fields. If not, when you have stomach.
Why now? Blow in, swell, billow, and swim bark. The storm is up and all is on the hazard.
Oh, Lucilius, hark a word.
My lady, Masala,
What's up, my general?
this is my birthday. As this very day was Cassius born. Give me thy hand, Masala, and be thou my witness that against my consent am I compelled to put all our liberties upon the outcome of the next battle.
Believe not so.
I but believe it partly, for I am fresh of spirit and ready to meet all perils very constantly.
Even so, Lucilius.
Now, honorable Brutus, let's reason with the worst that may befall us. If we do lose this battle, then this is the very last time that we shall speak together. What are you then determined to do?
Even by the rule of that philosophy, by which I did blame Cato for the death that he did give himself. I know not how. I find it cowardly and vile, for fear of what may fall, so to prevent the time of life. So arming myself with patience, to stay the providence of some high power that governs us below.
Then, if we do lose this battle, you are content to be led throughout the streets of Rome in triumph.
No, Cassius, no. Think not, thou noble Roman, that ever will go Brutus bound to Rome. She bears too great a mind. But this same day must end the worthy Ides of March begun. Whether we shall meet again, I know not. And so our everlasting farewell take. Forever and forever farewell, Cassius. If we do meet again, why, we shall smile. If not, this parting was well made.
Forever and forever farewell, Brutus.
If we do meet again,
We shall smile indeed. But if not, 'tis true, this parting was well made.
why then, lead on. Oh, that a man might know the end of this day's business ere it come. But it suffices that the day will end, and then the end is known. Come home, away.
Oh, look, Titinius, look! The villains fly! Myself up to mine own turned enemy. This ensign here of mine was turning back. I slew the coward and did take it from him.
Oh, Cassius, Brutus gave the word too early. Who, having some advantage on Octavius, she took to it too early. Her soldiers fell to spoil. How sweet. But Antony are more close.
Fly far off, my lord, fly far off. My gates is in your tents, my lord. Fly there for noble passions, fly far off.
This hill is far enough. Look,
Are those my tents where I perceive the fire?
They are, my lord.
Titinius, if thou lovest me, mount thou my horse and hide thy spurs in him till he have brought me up to yonder troops and here again, that I may rest assured whether yon troops are friend or enemy.
I will be here again, with even a thought.
Go, Pindarus. Get higher up on that hill. My sight was ever thick. Regard Titinius and tell me what thou noticed about the field. Today is my birthday. Time is come round. And where I did begin, where shall I end? My life is run its compass. What news, sirrah?
Oh, my lord!
What news?
Titinius is enclosed round about with horsemen, which make to her on spur. Yet she spurs on. Now they are almost on her. Now Titinius doth some light. Oh, she likes too. She is tame. And hark, they shout for joy.
Come down! Come down, behold no more. Oh, coward that I am, to see my best friend came before my face. Come hither, sirrah. In Parthia did I take thee prisoner, and then I swore thee, saving of thy life, that whatsoever I did bid thee do, thou shouldst attempt it. Come now, keep thine oath. Now be a freeman, and with this good sword that ran through Caesar's bowels, search this bosom. And when my face is covered, 'tis now, guide thou the sword. Caesar, thou art avenged, even with the sword that killed.
Well, I am free. Yet would not so have been, durst I have done my will. Oh, Cassius. Far from this country Pindarus shall run, where never Roman shall say no to him.
It is but change, Titinius. For Octavius is by no Brutus' powers overthrown, as Cassius' legions are by Antony. These tidings were well to comfort Cassius. Where did you leave him?
On the hill with his bondman Pindarus.
Is not that he that lies upon the ground?
He lies not like the living. Oh, my heart.
Is not that he?
No, this was he, Messala. Caius Cassius is no more. Setting sun, as in thy red rays dost thou set tonight, so in his red blood Cassius' day is set. The sun of Rome is set, our day is gone. Blood stews and dangers come. Our deeds are done. Mistrust of my success hath done this deed.
Mistrust of good success hath done this deed. Oh, hateful error! Melancholy's child! Why dost thou show to the apt thoughts of men the things that are not?
Pindarus! Where art thou, Pindarus?
Seek him, Titinius. While I go meet the noble Brutus, trusting this report into your ear. You may say trusting it, but piercing steel and darts and venom will be as welcome to the ears of Brutus as the tidings of this sight.
Hi, Uppsala. I will seek Pindarus a while longer.
take this wreath. Upon thy brow, thy Brutus did bid me give it to thee, and I will do her bidding.
Come apace, Brutus!
And see how I regard it. Caius, Cassius, by your leave, gods, this is a Roman's heart. Come, Cassius' sword. I'm Titinius' heart. Oh!
Where is Saladat's body lie?
Lo, yonder, and Titinius mourning it.
Titinius' face is upward. She is slain. Oh, Julius Caesar. You aren't mighty yet. Spirit walks abroad and turns our swords in our own proper entrails.
Oh, brave Titinius, look how she hath crowned the dead Cassius.
Are yet 2 Romans living such as these? The last of all the Romans. Fare thee well. It is impossible that ever Rome should be thy fellow. Friends, I owe more tears to this dead man than he shall see me pay. I shall find time, Cassius. I shall find time. Come, Lucilius, and come, young Cato. Let us to the field. Volumnius, set our battles on. 'Tis 3 o'clock, and Romans, yet ere night. We shall try fortune in a second fight. Yet, countrymen, hold up your heads!
What bastard doth not? Who will follow me? I will proclaim my name about the field. I am a child of Marcus Cato. How?
And I, Brutus, Marcus Brutus, I, Brutus, my country's friend, know me for Brutus! Only I yield to die. There's so much about coming straight. Kill Brutus and be honored in your death.
We must not. A noble prisoner.
Rumham, tell Antony, Brutus is tame.
I'll tell the news. Here comes the general. Brutus is tame, my lady. Where is she?
Safe, Antony. Brutus is safe enough. I dare assure thee that no enemy shall ever take the life of noble Brutus. The gods defend her from so great a shame. When you do find her, or alive or dead, she will be found like Brutus, like herself.
This is not Brutus, friend, but I assure you, a prize no less important. Keep this woman safe. Show her all kindness. I'd rather have women such as these, my friends, than enemies. Go forth, and see whether Brutus be alive or dead, and bring word unto Octavius' tent while all things are chanced.
Poor maids and friends, rest. Cecilius spared the torchlight, but he came not back, my lady.
He is ordained or slain.
Come, Volumnius.
Just a word.
What says my lady?
Why this, Volumnius?
The ghost of Caesar hath appeared to me several times by night. Once at Sardis, and here again this last night in Philippi fields. You know my hour is come. Not so, my lady. Nay, I am sure it is. Thou seest the world, Volumnius, how it goes. Our enemies have beat us to the pit. 'Tis more worthy that we leap in ourselves than tarry till they push us. Good Volumnius, thou knowest that we two did go to school together. Even for that love of old, holst thou my sword hilt till I do run upon it. It's not an office for a friend, my lady.
Fly, my lady, there is no tarrying here.
Farewell to you and you. Oh, and you, Lucius. I've been asleep all this while. Farewell to you, sweet Lucius. Countrymen. My heart doth joy that yet in all my life I met no man but he was true to me. I shall have glory by this losing day, more than Octavius and Mark Antony shall by this vile conquest attain unto. So fare you well at once. For Brutus's tongue hath almost ended her life's history. Night hangs upon mine eyes. My bones would rest that have but labored to attain this hour.
Fly, my lady, fly. There is...
Hence, I will follow. Lucius, my pretty, say thou, my lady. Thou art a woman of good respect, Lucius. Thy life hath had some scratch of honor in it. Hold then my sword, and turn away thy face while I do wrong on it.
Give me your hand. Very well, my lady.
Farewell, Lucius. Caesar, now be still. I kill not thee with half spoken will.
What woman is that?
My lady's girl. Lucius, where's thy lady?
Free from the bondage you were in, Messala. The conquerors can make but a fire of her. Brutus only overcame herself, and no one else had honored by her death. Oh, who serve Brutus? I shall entertain them. Fella, wilt thou bestow thy time with me?
I, Messala, would prefer me to you.
Do so, good Messala.
How died my lady, Lucius? I held the sword. She did run upon.
According to her virtues, let us use her with all respects and rights of burial. Within my tent tonight her bones shall lie, most like a soldier, ordered honorably. So, call the field to rest, and let's away, to part the glories of this happy day.
This was the noblest Roman of them all. All the conspirators, save only she, did that they did in envy of great Caesar. She alone, in general honest thought and common good to all, did that she did. Her life was gentle, and the elements so mixed up in her that nature might stand up and say, this was a woman.
come up on stage, please?
We would like to give a gift to our wonderful Erin, who basically washed the shit out of our clothes.
Alright, next we have our techies over here. Our wonderful techies. Who helped us make things bloody or made us look pretty in alternate turns. To our wonderful assistant stage manager, Allie. But not last in love. I mean that seriously this time. Our wonderful director, Allie.
Julius Caesar!
Wait, cast! Don't get out of costume.
Yeah, stay in costume, cast.
We're taking pictures.
What?